Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another week of the Hamilton Sevens, and it is going to be another game of the women's sevens here in Sydney, New Zealand versus Papua New Guinea. Now, to say that this game could be one-sided might be a bit of an understatement. I think the big thing here for Papua New Guinea, it's all about getting game time under your belt. They're a very new nation in the sevens, invited in as the invitational team for this week, just like they were for Hamilton. So it's not so much about winning, but it's about seeing where the future could go for this PNG side. And I did love watching them in the Rugby League World Cup. We did get to see some of those ladies, who I believe are actually out there at the moment. They've got a couple double ups, and it's going to be awesome to see what they can do. Not Mum said Black Ferns are going to score 50 points. Michaela Blythe will score 4 tries. Bold prediction, but you're probably not too far off there. To be honest, New Zealand, they'll be disappointed with anything less than 50, I would think, in this contest. About 7 or 8 tries on the board. In fact, it would be 8 or 9 if they get in the 50 points, depending on how the kicking does go. But for New Zealand in their starting lineup, it will be Hirini, Washer Woodman, Whitcliffe, back out there, Georgia Miller, Nathan Wong, Sheree Kaka, Fitzpatrick, and then also Felix Hotham, the last lady in their starting lineup. And also we have Katharika Ioane as my uncle. Oh God, if I'm lying, I'm going to hell, says Tracy. Although that's the thing with the internet. People can say anything really that they want to a certain extent about being related to people, and no one really has any way of confirming or denying it unless they know them like personally. So you could be related to Rico Ioane. I almost called him Wiko Ioane. Would have been unfortunate, but that is going to be a knock-on from New Zealand early on. And now Papua New Guinea will have themselves a scrum here. This Papua New Guinea side made up of Rapilla, Abu, also Gigi Matt. Hopefully I said that correctly, or Gigi Man, I believe it is. Poro, Aluos, also Sigeri, and Kaputin. Hopefully I said those correctly. Now I'm telling the truth. So we'll believe you. It's the internet. We can believe you. Good on you. That's a missed opportunity for Papua New Guinea. Just a rough pass. Goes straight to Sheree Kaka. And now Fitzpatrick straight up the middle of the park. And New Zealand will score themselves their first try of the matchup. Goes to the number 10, Teresa Fitzpatrick. We did see her with that New Zealand 15 side, and they were able to go all the way through to the Rugby World Cup final to take on the English, and then they did win it on home soil at Eden Park. This one, it's a little bit away from where the Kiwis were able to win last week, which was the Hamilton Sevens. And fun fact, on day one of the Hamilton Sevens, I was sitting a few seats away from George's mum and dad, Searsnov mum, and she actually played very well in that favourite. Or sorry, in that final, I should say. I read favourite just above. But yeah, she played very well in that final, Georgia Miller. So it's interesting, isn't it, how some of these younger players who some people wouldn't have known 2 years ago now starting to make a name for themselves on the sevens. Did you get to talk to her mother at all with her sitting a few seats away? I guess depending on how many a few is, isn't it? But I know Tyler Nathan Wong's mum was there all weekend, absolutely loving seeing the sevens action. Once again, Portia Woodman Whitcliffe just gets it a little bit wrong off kickoff. Didn't quite get her finger to it. So New Zealand now in possession. Or in fact, they are going to be going back. First initial knock on from New Zealand from Woodman Whitcliffe. So they are going to give the Papua New Guinea scrum another chance in this contest. So currently 7-0 for the Kiwis. Close to the finger of Woodman Whitcliffe there. I know it was too shy, says Nov Mum there. And I got to meet Woodman, says Tracy. And also, we were really nice. That's why you're my favourite, says Tracy there as well. But now it is going to be passed across for Papua New Guinea. Rush defence from New Zealand. They know that if they put the pressure on, that might be where they can really capitalise on this Papua New Guinea pressure. That's unfortunate. Losing her footing in the breakdown, I believe it was the number 9, Rapilla. And streaming all the Six Nations right, says Xavier Brown. That is the plan. Yep. And we are going to have the Six Nations. We've also got the BBL tonight. It's either going to be myself and George or maybe myself and another guest. But I believe George should be available. Tyler Nathan Wong's gone straight through for the Kiwis. That will be the second try of the match. And Cox Edge, says Tracy. And they're in rush, says Brandon. Nicely done by Tyler Nathan Wong. The quick tap taken by Seta Hirini. Offloaded up to Nathan Wong. Now, a lot of these ladies we will get to see in Super Rugby Aupiki. And then also we should mention near the end of the year, near the end of next month, they are actually going to be heading up north, Canada, and also USA for the next legs of the sevens. Unless, of course, that's just the men. I got Wales last, says Xavier. It's it's almost incredible to think how far Italy have come in 12 months, isn't it? Because a lot of or in fact, 95 at least percent of people would have had Italy last year. Now a lot more people going with other sides as their last place team. So it's great for Italy. Hopefully they can make it close, win a couple games in the Six Nations just to really put that pressure on. Like if Italy beat France or someone like that would not just be huge for the rest of the competition because all of a sudden the door's wide open, but also be huge for Italy as a rugby nation. Another try coming here for New Zealand's Felix Hotham going to be able to score it, just running down the wing, won the challenge in the air, injured the Papua New Guinean player in the process, and it is going to be the try. His favourite women's rugby player, says Tracy. Favourite women's player. I'll go with someone in this match, and I'd say probably Michaela Blyde, just with that pace. Like pure pace is hard to come by, and Michaela Blyde has got plenty of that pace. Are you coming to New Zealand versus Australia at 4 p.m, says Brandon. Is that tomorrow at 4 p.m. or today? Because I know that New Zealand versus Australia, I assume it's today for the women's, is it? Maybe? No, New Zealand have France today, and Papua New Guinea have who are they going to be playing? I think, not sure. I've forgotten it. I would go Michaela or Woodman. Although my friend says, Jason, welcome in, mate. You're doing well. I hope New Zealand wins, says Annie. And currently they are sitting 19-0 up. And see there, Niall Guthrie, I should say. I'm going to be in the front row for this one. New Zealand, 2 minutes left in this first half. My scoreboard's gone to sleep. Hang on. There we go. It's woken up now. I do too, says Tracy. It's going to be kicked about 7 meters from Tyler Nathan Wong. So they will be going back to the halfway line. Go New Zealand wins the Women's Six Nations. I believe they start, I think it's almost the exact week after the men's competition is finished. Or somewhere around there. I'll get the exact date for you, but I know that it's pretty much straight away after, or it may even overlap a little bit with the men's by one of the last weeks. Now, Georgia Miller over the ball. Oh, she just wins the penalty for New Zealand again. Feel bad for Papua New Guinea. They keep on getting close to having a breakdown one, and then New Zealand just get it, unfortunately. So, Six Nations for the men, of course, is starting up very soon. That's going to be next weekend that we get to see the men's Six Nations. So that will be, well, in fact, the under 26 nations also is starting up soon. I believe that starts next week as well. Then the men's Six Nations starting in 8 days. And then the women's Six Nations, hopefully it's somewhere for me. It actually starts in 56 days. So a little bit later on for the women's Six Nations, 26th of March. 50 seconds left. Once again, another scrum for Papua New Guinea. And I have to say, even though on paper they should be getting well and truly dominated in this game, their scrum has held up very nicely. That's now going to be another steal in the breakdown from New Zealand. And now Shirai Kaka driven backwards, offload up to Seta Hirini. Fitzpatrick goes to Woodman. Whitcliffe trying to go through. Ball on the outside to Georgia Miller. She's going to just jog it in by the looks of it. Yes, she does. And that will be another try for the Kiwis. Why is there a Women's Six Nations but not a Women's Rugby Championship? Xavier, it's a good question. I think the biggest reasoning behind it is because South Africa, for one, don't really have they have a women's union team, but they wouldn't say that they're at the same point as New Zealand and Australia. And then Argentina, I'm not sure whether or not they've got a women's side as well. I mean, in the future, with the fact that we're now going to get to see maybe a women's Super Rugby Trans-Tasman start up at some stage down the line, we could see a women's rugby championship run alongside the men's comp. But for now, I think it's about trying to develop South Africa rugby for the women's side of things, and then also Argentina women's rugby. Unless you look at taking out Argentina from the women's rugby championship, same could be said about South Africa, and maybe you add in Japan and Fiji or something like that. Have it a little bit more local, but then I feel like that would annoy the South Africans. And yeah, Tyler, there's Nazi Williams. And yeah, and also just trying to watch my ex. Forgot to ring her good luck, says Nazi Williams. Now New Zealand 4 tries so far in that first half, sitting 26-0 up over Papua New Guinea. a little bit more one-sided than they would have been liking. And do All Blacks versus Australia only one game this year? Says Brandon. And also no, because that's not your ex, says Tracy. But it is. It is Nazi's ex, Tracy. It's like how you said Rico Ioane's your cousin. Some people will believe you, some people won't. But we know for a fact, or we at least know Nazi Williams doesn't lie too often. So we believe him. And Brandon Wong are wrong. Once in New Zealand and once in Australia. And what? Says Tracy. Yeah. Yep. Half time, 26-0. Like we mentioned, New Zealand, they'll be disappointed to score less than 50 points here up against Papua New Guinea, who have had a strong scrum. I don't believe New Zealand have stolen a scrum yet up against PNG, which is great to see. Lol, says Nazi Williams. Nice day in Sydney at Allianz Stadium. Women's game between Ireland and Spain will be starting in 12 minutes, 15 seconds. And then Australia play Brazil. Hey, line up, yo, line up. Says Nazi Williams, the best YouTuber ever, says Annie. And also we have got there, yes, sorry, Soz mate. I don't believe it, Tracy. And Tracy said same. I assume that Tracy's not saying same to not believing Tracy. Wait, so Tracy, are you saying that Tyler Nathan Wong is also your ex? Maybe? I don't know. Is that what's being confirmed? How many exes Tyler Nathan Wong have? 6 minutes 40 left. And better question, how do they all... Okay, no. I was going to say, how do they all end up on the Kiwi Lad streams as well? That's quite impressive in its own right. Champions last week at home. I'm 11. Yeah, nah, she might get done for that. That wouldn't be ideal. I hope it was my long-lost uncle, a cat... long-lost uncle's cat's friend's dad's mate cousin. So I'm related to him, says Xavier. Well, then you are related to greatness, Xavier, even though you're massively distanced. And when you go to Oamaru, do you know that closed shop on the left after Peter Pit? Closed shop after Peter Pit. I didn't even know there was a Peter Pit in Oamaru, to be honest with you. So no, I guess not. What the hell go on here? Another penalty to New Zealand. Going up to the left-hand side now. Nice step from Georgia Miller. Passes on the outside to now Shirai Kaka. She's looking for the corner. She's gonna have some pace, and she's broken through the tackle of Alois. So that will be the 5th try of the match now for New Zealand. Hey, she cheated on me, says Nazi Williams. And also over there, same says Annie. Shirai Kaka, she'll get her first try of the Sydney Sevens. I'm using my sister's account, says Annie. Oh, so your name's not Annie. What is your real name? Do let me know. And Oz, I swear you said George went out for night with Richie McCaw's cousin. He did. I can't remember the cousin's name, but he did go out on a night out with him. In fact, George is supposed to be joining me for the BBL later on tonight, Xavier. So if you ask him about him, or if you ask about that on that one, he'll be able to remind you who it was. I think he said that he was quite the drinker as well, Richie McCaw's cousin, if I'm not wrong. Maybe. And also I'm using my auntie's, says non-Tracy, I guess, as well. It is going to be 33-0 now for New Zealand. Taken by Woodman Whitcliffe. This time she gets the catch. She's been struggling under the high ball a little bit throughout this match, already having 2 knock-ons, but she's got that one right, and now it is going to be another run forward. It's going to be Ikinasio. It's the kind of new name for the New Zealanders. Shirai Kaka, brilliant offload to Seta Hirini, keeping the ball alive. Poultry Lane, ball on the outside. Here comes Woodman Whitcliffe looking for the corner. She'll go in again, and it will be another try for the New Zealanders. Also, my name is Tamanui in there. Nice name, thanks, says non-Annie to non-Tracy. And also my actual name is Ramsol. Ramsol? Hopefully I've said that correctly. So it's Ramsol and Tamanui. And as chat like this tonight, George will have fun. He'll enjoy this very much, George. He enjoys a less serious one. And the good news with cricket is it's also slower paced. So you've got a few more gaps in between, like when the overs are changing. I think along those lines. That's a great drop kick from the touch line. Oh, it's just hit the post and come back out. Score 38-0 at the moment for New Zealand. But to be honest, this is about what we expected in this contest. I was hoping that we wouldn't expect any sneezes, but we've hit one. Finally someone says my name good. Says Tamanui. And New Zealand going to be kicking off this one. How old are you? Is that to me or Tamanui? I am 23. Although some people say I look about 38. True story. I've had people guess that as my age. I've had people guess that I'm like, I've had 18 before, but I feel like I must look young on the day. Nicely taken by Papua New Guinea. Very nicely done. Just outside of their 22 now. Now back across. Come on, PNG. I want to see them score one. It's a knock on. And now picked up by New Zealand. Willison goes to Tyler Nathan Wong. You never guess it. It's another try for the Black Ferns. And that is now going to make the score just a little bit higher. Moves up now to 43 points to nil. And also, you look 20 to 23, says Xavier. I'll take it. I'll take 20 to 23. I think it depends on the day. And also my facial hair. Like, if I have no facial hair, I look like I'm, like, probably, early 20s. But if I grow out a bit more of a beard, people think that I'm, like, 28. And also me too. I'm 11. Says, it was right. I got to remember it was Ramsol, wasn't it? And I was like, how are you, Tracy? And Tracy, I think earlier on said that they were also 11. And I hope George says F off Hamish in the next video. Then Hamish give them hay fever, says Brandon. I can probably guarantee George will swear at least once in the BBL live stream tonight. And also we have good day. I'm old, well older tomorrow, says Nov Mum. Is it your birthday again, Nov Mum? Have we already had a year since we last wish you happy birthday? That is crazy how quick 365 days can go. I swear we wished you happy birthday last year on the BBL live stream as well, wasn't it? Man, time flies. Out the back. Going to be a penalty for New Zealand. And I could be Hamish's mother. That's how old I am. And you look young with no facial hair, says it was Ramsel. And also happy birthday for tomorrow, Nov Mum, says Nuzzy Williams. And thank you, says Nov Mum there as well. Don't be mad when you look like 30. Says, no, I feel like looking 30 is good because then you don't have to get ID'd to buy anything. Not that I really buy anything, but if I did have to, I wouldn't need to be ID'd. Nice try for Michaela Blyde. Papua New Guinea also playing with only 6. Who's older, you or your sister? Don't worry, that beeping's not a smoke alarm. That's the dishwasher. Do not panic. There we go. It stopped. I didn't light the house on fire yet. My sister's older by 2 years. So she is 25 and I'm 23. So nice and easy to remember, just the 2-year gap. And Nov Mum, happy birthday for tomorrow. And happy birthday for tomorrow, Nov Mum, says David the Mod as well. Kick from Tyler Nathan Wong, just wonky. So the score at the moment, New Zealand sitting on 48. Michaela Blyde made a debut in 2014 in Atlanta, and since then has scored 178 tries for the Kiwis. It's absolutely fantastic if you're a Black Ferns supporter. Not so much for the opposition. Oh, so get out, just joking, says Brandon. Happy early birthday, Nov Mum, says Annie. We're going to have to get the guitar back out, aren't we, Nov Mum? Did we play the guitar last year? I don't know if we played the guitar last year. I think we just said happy birthday. That one hasn't gone 10. Now Tyler Nathan Wong, I believe Papua New Guinea. Actually calling for it early. Lewis here thinks that there's a chance. Right, let's see if we can see a Papua New Guinea try at the end of this contest. Kicked him behind, chasing after it. It's going to be a foot race. She's actually winning it. Rubbers it forward for Papua New Guinea. Waits for the awkward bounce, and unfortunately, it was not favourable. Tyler Nathan Wong kicks the ball out, and that just shows that New Zealand were a little bit worried about that last Papua New Guinean attack, but that means that New Zealand have won 48-0, which they might be slightly disappointed about. A streaming India versus Australia. I won't be streaming the short format, but I believe Test match cricket, we are hoping to do some of it. With your professional expertise, Hamish, are you beginning to take this comp out, both male and female? So female, I think it's going to be the New Zealand or Australia. Seems like relatively safe betting at this stage, but you never know. We saw USA go quite far in the last competition. And then men's-wise is hard. Argentina, I don't know if they can back it up with what they were able to do in the last competition. I will say either New Zealand or Fiji, which probably both are favourites overall. So I'm probably picking all the favorites. But yeah, I think it's going to be either one of those two. So if I had to get more specific, I'll say Australia. Oh, no, we'll go New Zealand win the women's, Fiji win the men's. That's what we'll go with. And also we have got the Hamish pull out the old axe and the guitar, says David. And also my cousin that died, it's his birthday today. So sorry to hear that, Tracy. And do Samoa have any games today? They do. First game going to be taking place in 55 minutes, Jason, and we will be covering that one on the channel. So be sure to stick around for that. So you're sitting on the fence again? Yep, pretty much. I got a little bit more specific though. Managed to cut it down from 2 names to just the one, but very hard to predict sevens. I said Samoa would go far and they came 9th. Tricky stuff. But nonetheless, I guess I will end up seeing you guys for the next one in 55 minutes time, which is going to be Samoa versus Ireland. And then after that, we have also got 2 more men's matches and then the BBL tonight between the Sydney Thunder and also the Brisbane Heat. But we'll see you all for the next one.